Yeah. Mic check 1, 2, you hear me? 144 back again. Run it back. Yeah. It's time to lead the enemy desolate. I'm heaven sent. These niggas just on some extra shit, and I ain't impressed with it. Could you kick that bullshit to the left of it? Hey, look, you can't deny this excellence. I use this mic like weaponry, and I've been seeking more clarity. Right now, I'm ready as I'll ever be, rugged as I ever been. The devil knocking at my door, I'ma let him in. Cause I'm a worthy adversary. Pour them liqueur laced with rosemary. It's time to grind, ain't no time to tarry. Take one of mine, get your soul carried. I got them worried, plus these niggas full of estrogen. They fickle, they false. Got a big ball, so end up in the real issue. Fuck with my brethren, I deal with you. Yeah, look, it's getting real official. Seeing how them bitches can cross you, and how they still twist you. It'll hit you, they peel a tissue. Them mothers weak, my brother's been sent to the deep. So tell me, how can I turn the other cheek while this wicked world trying to smother me? Something gotta shake, I'm gonna cry it out. Time to gird up my loins and ride out. In my soul, I feel devastation. In my eyes, I see desolation. On my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. I said I don't wanna see no more. Hey, in my soul I feel devastation. In my eyes I see desolation. Out my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. But I don't wanna see no more.
Beat the cops, beat the ops, beat the motherfucking eyes. I'm the one. Why you think that I've been rolling with a cod? Your little arms is too short to hotbox with God. French is long, team strong with them, a gun, die would die. Tired of these fake snakes, crooked Nate to oppress Jake. No pressure makes diamonds I won't break on this crooked landscape. We gon' make some shake, so I ain't got time to argue with you fucking reprobates. While these crackers getting richer when we raise the crime rate, and they hunt my people like gorillas and some primates. So we in these streets trying to raise a brother's mind state in every concrete jungle, from Cali to the tri-state. I buried brothers over beef that they couldn't squash. Blood in the streets, brains out like galosh. I trust the cracker when I mix that squash. You listening to real niggas, dog, who can't be bought. Whoa. Why you think I go so hard? Cause this world's fucked up, nigga, I've been scarred. PTSD, brothers can't drop their guard. Every day some bullshit, you gotta weave and vibe. There's no facade, so every day I'm on my job. It's time to send these devils to the land of Nod. Cause when I lost my religion, that's when I found God. So when I lost my religion, nigga, I found God.
In my soul, I feel devastation. In my eyes, I see desolation. On my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. I said I don't wanna see no more. Hey, in my soul I feel devastation. In my eyes I see desolation. Out my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. And I don't wanna see no more.
Check, check.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said, I'ma hold you down when problems pop up. How you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said, don't you want the Benz vertible with the top up? Yeah. Stop, bitch, you get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's lock up. I know you know Ron. Who the plug from by the block up? I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a bit for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seeing decent though. I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good, his knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle, he got stuck up for his bundle. But them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble. Busy got a house and mama is living good. Said the feds took it all, he right back in the hood. I see you try to play me, you gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me. I guarantee that you won't regret it. Remember I said it. No, you could dead it. What you saying? I can't win? No, devil nice try. So until we meet again.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have
Check, check, check. Is it playing our thing?
Kano.
Hold tight. Hold tight. Let me get set up for a second. You know how people be like, hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it rocking. That we like, we be like, man, bring on the water. That's what we be saying. Bring your incense. Like these incense, bro. Some of these I like the smell of. You know what I mean? Yeah. They. You know what I'm saying? They set the ambiance, if I may. You understand? We about to get ready to get started. You got any? You know what I'm saying? Anybody that want to tune in, go ahead and share the link to YouTube to your loved ones. And we're gonna rock and roll. Let me get it. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. What's going on? What's going on? Everybody to war? It's quiet in here tonight, huh? Most High in Christ. All right. Let me prepare myself. I thought you Salaki. All right, clap it up, clap it up. Get a Lord a hand, man. Once again with I.S.U.P.K. Star the 1 West, 125th Street, Hall, New York. Operating up under Commanding General YAHANNA. If you're not in I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth. You understand? Through all the things that are going on the earth right now, a lot of people are, you know what I'm saying, searching for answers, if I may. A lot of people trying to get an understanding of what does life mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you live life with, as a Black, Hispanic, a Native Indian man, not really understanding your purpose. You understand? We invest time in our slaveries, our jobs. We invest time in our children. We invest time in education. We invest time into our hobbies. But when you really begin to slow down and look at your life, and when you begin to ask questions like, what is life for me? What is my purpose? Like, why am I here? You understand? And to ask those questions mean you're seeking for something. You're looking for something to make your life more purposeful than just filling out your lust. You see people dealing with issues and they're fighting things that they may not understand, and you ask yourself, what? Why do we have to fight these things? You ever ask those questions? You ever ask, like, once you've seen Philando Castile getting shot by the cop and hearing that baby in the background consoling her mother, those things never really go away. You ask yourself why, you understand? You hear things like Tamir Rice, this 12-year-old boy getting gunned down in less than 7 seconds because he has an interaction with the police, and we're stuck with the question as, why us, Lord? You hear things like Trayvon Martin, you know, walking home with a bag of Skittle and iced tea. And not only do we ask the questions why, you look at the media and everything that surrounds these events, guess what happens? There comes a level of ridicule, right? We get blamed for our own suffering. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You can see somebody that is physically hurt and understand that, guess what? They may not have had the same opportunities that most people have. They may not have the same parents or advantages that some people look at and be like, you know, I didn't go through that as a child. If you never looked up under the sink and seen rat traps under the sink, you don't necessarily know what that is. You understand? You look up under the sink and you never seen the combat. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The roach thing. Y'all, you never seen that? Yeah, the roach trap, the combat. You understand? Most people don't know what that is. There are some people in earth that don't know what that is. Then there are some people that do. The ones that do, guess what? Those things are become a normal thing to them in life, meaning their suffering is a normal thing. Sometimes as Black, Hispanics, Native Indian, we don't even understand that our suffering in itself and living life is something that like is abnormal to somebody to other heathens, if I may. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like eating ramen noodles is like a popular thing in our community, right? Why is that?
It's like it, sir.
Come on.
Because it come with the struggle.
Yeah, we've become accustomed to the struggle. We've become accustomed to the pain and the suffering and the anguish, meaning like single parent homes, not knowing your father, child support. You understand? Can't find the child's father. Don't know who the child's father is. You understand? These things we become accustomed to as a nation of people. Going to a job interview and getting told you're overqualified. You understand? Going to buy a car and you've been working on your credit and you know you got a decent credit score, but you walk in there and they tell you, well, you don't qualify for this car, you qualify for this car. And then you go and do the research, or the research comes out and you find out that you've been discriminated against. And you stuck with what? Ask yourself why. You send your preschool, your child, your baby to the child care, and you think all the babies are getting fair care treatment. But you find out later on camera, right? On camera, these things are recorded. They're treating your baby different than they treat Esau's baby, meaning the Caucasian baby, if I may. They're treating your child different from every other child that's in that room. Then let your child become of age, and guess what happened? They begin to tell you things that, like, wait a minute, I didn't know these things were going on. Like in I.S.U.P.K, we teach our children not to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. You understand? How can you pledge of allegiance to something that does not have any allegiance to you? So we're stuck with holding that bag of a Pledge of Allegiance that does not mean anything to us. You understand? So you struggling with that and asking yourself why. We struggle with a lot of things and ask ourselves why all the time. Why is it that I'm a supervisor, and if a Caucasian comes in here, he talks to me like I'm the damn worker? Don't nobody know what I'm talking about, huh? You can run a whole business, and depending on who that employee is, he's gonna talk trash to you. You walk into a bank with a credit score, thinking you're gonna get a bank loan, and you looking at that bank loan. They tell you know that you qualify for the bank loan, but you go into Bank of America, and the first thing they say, well, you don't qualify for a business loan. You understand? Yeah, but like, why? What is that about Black, Hispanics, Native Indians that we look at in our lives, be like, man, why is it just us? What is it about us that we have to deal with the ridicule and the mistreatment and the persecution and everything that's around the corner? Why? If you find yourself asking questions like that, and if you tune in right now on YouTube or Facebook, the I.S.U.P.K Fayetteville, just the I.S.U.P.K classes online, then guess what? You're in the right place. You're in the right place. You're gonna find out the who, what, when, and why in here. You understand? You're gonna find out why are people looking at you and being discriminated? What is it about you? What is it? Coming across these classes once again is not a mistake. It's not a mistake. You're gonna learn what it is and how to survive in here. You understand? And tonight, man, once again, this is the Brotherhood class. It's your first time tuning in. I'm Officer of 5,000 Zion Yala out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And we're going to rock in tonight, Lord willing, through the Spirit of the Most High in Christ. If you have any questions about anything that you hear tonight, feel free to type it in. And Lord willing, we'll get to it. But we're going to try to stay on topic, Baba Kushaw. No, we're going to talk about something tonight, man, that deepened it saddens me. You know, I most of the time you'll see me, I'm a pretty upbeat fellow, you understand? But when I think about the failure and the shortcomings of my brothers and my sisters, this thing bothers me deeply, you understand? Because most of us don't understand. Most of us deal with things that can be prevented. If somebody would just showed you enough love to say, hey, don't do that. Stop doing that. In the world, we get taught that love is just, oh, this grand opera feeling, like of this grand moment of smiles and overjoyous moment. But love is simply telling somebody that you care about to really stop what they're doing, because what they're doing is what hurting them. That's love. That's real love. But the world wants us to believe like this thing is, there's a euphoria that comes with it. The euphoria that comes with telling somebody or realizing that somebody loves you is your life. You being able to distinguish the advantages that you have in life versus everybody else. That's when you really begin to realize you been somebody showing you some love or mercy or grace somewhere. Like when you realize, like, damn, he shot the gun, but the gun didn't go out. He pulled the trigger, but the trigger didn't, like the round didn't come out the gun. What was that? Like you're late. You miss. You're running behind. You turn back around to get a bottle of water. You rush out the door and you get 5 seconds down the road and you see there's a car accident right there in front of you. See, we begin to take life for granted because we don't understand what love is. We don't understand what mercy is. And when I say those moments, that same moment where you had maybe had a father, a mother, or auntie, or uncle in your life that said, wait a minute, hey, don't go out there playing with them knuckleheads down the road. You know they down there breaking into houses. And then you find out they were breaking into houses. And John then got 5 years and they're in the youth detention center. But them were your friends. Somebody loved you enough to tell you, hey, don't be running behind them boys. Them boys breaking in somebody's house. And they're going to get caught. And one day they're going to go to jail. When they get caught and they go to jail, what do you realize? Come on. What do you begin to realize when they get caught? Somebody told you they was going to get caught. And they did get caught. They go to jail and you didn't. What do you realize in that moment? Or what should you realize?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
That I could have been with him.
Come on. You could have been with him. What else? Come on. Somebody love you. Somebody loved you. You understand? It's almost like if you went to somebody's house and they was cooking something, and maybe that food they was cooking just didn't come out right out of the oven, and Bunker y'all tasted it first, and he tastes like, oh man, it's rough. But you unbeknownst to you, you don't know. You walk in the house and you get ready to get a spoonful, but you look at Bunker y'all and he doing this the whole time. You know your brother love you, right? Because he don't want you to experience what? The same turmoil he just went through, huh? Does that make sense? Well, this Bible is the roadmap for us as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians to not receive the turmoil that we've seen other people go through. You understand? It helps us distinguish the greatness within our nation versus everybody else. But because of our suffering, day in and day out, what are we doing? We've been tasting that food and running with John and JoJo them, getting in trouble for way too long, God. You understand? We've been tasting the disgusting food of America, not knowing that it's poison to your system. We've been running behind Dennis the Menace, not knowing that, guess what? Christianity is that form of that form of hatred for your brother. So Lord willing, we're gonna get into understanding how we should walk with everything that surrounds us. You understand? With all the things that's going on around us. You ever ask yourself, like how should I be walking? What should I be doing? Anybody ever ask yourself that? So we're gonna get into it tonight, man. Shout out to Captain Soccer Ward, man. Went over a powerful class. Lord willing, I'm gonna try to, rock it like he did in the Spirit of Most High in Christ. And I just thought it was so cold because it just hit home. And it hits home because all the brothers that come into the I.S.U.P.K, all the sisters that come into the I.S.U.P.K, you should come in here for one reason and one reason only. Well, it's more reason, but I'm gonna say this brotherhood is one. And be willing to serve. Be willing to serve. Be willing to serve somebody else outside of yourself. Our lives been all about serving ourselves. Like when you have children, honestly, your life is about making sure that baby stays here on earth. But in staying here on the earth, you teach them to serve the same power that you serve. You understand? You don't go serving the child. You teach the child to serve what you serve. You understand? We ain't celebrating Christmas. Well, the babies say we want to celebrate Christmas. Now you serving the child. We learn to serve the power. All right. So let me get the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 4, Baba Kushaw. Come on. What screen? Oh, that was the video. That was one of the there's some kind of video that was in there. I think I was playing the class. Yep, that was it. Psalms 23. Now this is an old this is a scripture that most people are familiar with, but we're gonna try to break it down and understand what this is tonight through the Spirit of the Most High in Christ. We're gonna start with Psalm chapter 23, verse 4, Baba Kushaw.
Come
on.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Now, who is this? Y'all know who wrote this book of Psalms?
Salakia,
Come on.
David.
King David, right? This is David praying to the Most High, right? He's walking through a valley or shadow of death, right? Where is this valley, though? What is David seeing in this valley? Where's this valley? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what is? Come on.
Salakia, sir, is it the valley of just like is he talking about like the valley just being on earth, like living everyday life?
Right, everyday life. What would you consider to be the valley of death, valley of shadow of death?
Oh,
come on.
I was just gonna say America, sir.
Right. But break it down though. Let's break. When you say this empire, United States or America, what would like bring it home for somebody who may be listening for them to understand it? Like, what does that mean?
Kind of how I break it down. If somebody new will be like, just think about being a regular nigga in America.
Okay.
Well, every day you wake up, you always got something on your mind that's like weighing you down. That shadow, that shadow that's covering you, right? In darkness, right? It's keeping you down. Like what they say, like the man keeping you down. That's that shadow of darkness in the valley of death. It's like every day you walk out, you got to face fighting demons that America has pushed into this world. Them spirits that they push into our people. That's how I would try to break it down to a brother or sister trying to come
right. So you got to let our people know, no matter where you're going, if you understand who the Most High is, if you understand who you are as an Israelite, Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you begin to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You begin to be a brother. You see things around you and how it affects your people. Right. You understand? In understanding that, David seen that. And he said, read that verse again from the top.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Now, let me ask you a question. It said, though. Yea. Though. What does the word though indicate? You know? Anybody? You can. Anybody? Come on, let's go. I mean, just tell me. Yea, though. Come on. Is it on?
Check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Though, despite the fact, although, however.
Yeah. Despite. Right? You understand that, right? Despite. Read the verse again.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Right. Despite I'm going through this. Despite I'm having to face these things. Even though, right, it's still going on around me. I'm going through this. Even still, you understand? Read on.
I will fear no evil.
I will what?
Fear no evil.
So even though we seeing all the treacherous things that are going on around us, you seeing all the death, all the murder, all the earthquakes, all the pestilence, all the anger, we're not afraid. We learned how we walk, and this is what King David is saying. You understand? King David was a warrior. He's a fighter.
That's right.
This is what is in our blood as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. You're going to see things in this day and age that going to make you shake your head and cry, man. We have been, back in the day, you were only, it's 2022, right? And you read a slave memoir or something that happened to a slave, and it feels like it's you. You understand? Right. It feels like it's on you. And even though it's not you, it's a part of you. And when something is a part of you, you're affected by it. Like you don't understand that shadow of death, meaning the stress that we carry as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. So we use so many methods outside of serving the Lord to actually do what? Cope. Everybody knows Thanksgiving is the murder of our people, right? Everybody knows it. But it's like we use Thanksgiving as a coping mechanism to be around family when we don't really want to be around family. We use Thanksgiving, holidays, birthdays to smile and say, yeah, I want, hey, but at the end of the day, on the inside, we're destroyed. We're really sad. And sometimes that sadness you can be jealous of the people that are around you. You can envy the people that are around you. You can hate them. You can love them and they not love you back. All these things are going through your mind. But guess, even though, despite that, what do you have to do? We have to keep walking. Even though things may be going around, you still have to love your brother and your sister. That's what the I.S.U.P.K stands on. We see these things going on around us, and guess what we do? We say, even though these things are going on around us. Read that verse again.
I will fear no evil.
I will fear no evil. You know what I'm saying? That valley of shadow of death is built into the fabric of this society, if I may. You understand? That valley is right outside of these doors. You walk right across the street right here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Guess what's behind us? We pulled in this weekend from camp. We got 12 that pulled in behind us. What if one of us had expired registration or something like that? We asked the 12, hey, being a brother, you know, we always approach the opposition and brother, you know what I'm saying, to try to meet them where they are. Don't let them come to you. Hey, what's going on, officer? Is there anything we can help you at? What did he say to me, Thanya? What did he say to me?
It's like he was just like, I thought you guys were a part of something that I was already doing.
Yeah. How? You see that? And in my mind, you know what I'm thinking? I know the Lord with me.
That's right.
I'm walking straight up to him with no fear. And think about it. That is so damn deceiving and cunning to say, hey, I'm here because I thought, you know, you guys was what I'm here for. What? The warrior in me wanted to ask, what you here for then? Huh? But then you realize, like, this is part of the harassment that happens in America. Well, what happens when that brother is just trying to get back and forth to the slave and he's late for paying his car registration? He's having to meet the devil where he's at on his turf. That's the valley right there. Huh? That's that valley that we all face as Black, Hispanics, Native Indians. It's right in front of our faces, but we don't understand it because we lost in our own lust. We loving our birthdays. We love looking in the mirror, looking at ourselves, making sure you had your shape up just right. Huh? Making sure your beard all nice, not knowing that, guess what? You walking through a valley that don't give a damn about that. You looking at all those things, not knowing that, guess what? Somebody hungry and they want that Rolex that's on your wrist and willing to do anything to get it. That's what we walking through, huh? You understand? That's what we deal with day in and day out as a nation of people, right? But David said, I won't be afraid. But why wasn't David afraid? Come on.
Salakia, because the Most High was with him.
Because the Most High was with him. Because the Most High was with him. Y'all understand that, right? There are things that are surrounding us in life, and you may not understand it. It's a lot of things in life you want to understand. But the Lord gives you plain and simple instruction what to do if you loved him. Why are you focusing on so many things that you don't understand instead of just being obedient with thus says the Lord? Keep the law, statutes, and commandments and love your brother and your sister. Seek ye first what? The kingdom.
That's right.
Everything else be added. So this walk that we walking, we worry about things that absolutely have nothing to do with us. Your job is to love your brother and your sister.
That's right. Be
obedient. That's your job. Come on with it, brother.
Salakia, when you say something like that, it just make me think about it, how the brothers took me and other brothers in during the COVID, and how the pastors, when COVID happened, that valley of darkness, shadow of death and all that was on the earth, the pastors closed their doors in fear. But the minute of I.S.U.P.K, what? They stood firm. They still was out there fishing for their brothers and sisters because they had one job to do that the Most High tasked them with, was to go get their brothers.
That's right. That's it. That's what else would life be without you doing something for somebody else?
Right.
You understand? Like what else? What's the other part of life outside of doing something for yourself all the time? It would have to be making sure somebody else gets something, right?
That's right.
Taking care of somebody, being a brother and being a sister. And the other part about it, I've learned to not complain about doing things for people. They don't always feel good, but sometimes to see somebody else smile, that's cool, man. That's cool. You don't want to see them cry. You don't want to see them hurt. But there are some people that are in that valley that is waiting to see somebody hurt.
Right.
There are some people that's in that valley without the Lord. Guess what? They'll pull you down into that valley with them. You understand? Let me get a book of Ezekiel 37:1, Baba Kushal. The book of Ezekiel 37:1.
Salakia, sir.
Come on with it.
If I may, you made a very heavy point when you talked about those coping mechanisms.
Uh-huh.
With us, when I think of a coping mechanism, I think of palliatives, things that make us feel good. You know what I mean? And oftentimes they get presented in the form of maladaptive behaviors. We talked about this before.
Right.
In the form of avoidance or withdrawal, passive aggressiveness, self-harm, or self-injurious behaviors. People that cut themselves, you know what I mean? Pulling out your hair. Anger, substance abuse, maladaptive daydreaming. Yeah. Where you live in some alternate, the metaverse.
Thoughts.
For hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's like gaming, not when a child games, but when a fully grown adult spends copious amounts of time in the metaverse. That's a maladaptive behavior. You know what I'm saying? As Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, like, we live in hell. Our life is real. We don't have the time to not address our issues.
Right.
We have to seek adaptive behaviors. It's a lot. Right.
Yeah, give them a hand. That's right. And that's a hell of a point. We look for those coping mechanisms like a child, if I may. You know what I'm saying? It's like children that are stressed, they begin to do things that you pick up on early, like, why are they biting their nails? You know what I'm saying? It's like those things. It's like, just you see somebody doing something. I seen people rub their fingers together when they're nervous and things like that. Like those are maladaptive behaviors. Like you have to learn to deal with those things. You got to learn as Black, Hispanics, Native Indian, our life is spiritual. Like everything that we're going to do is very spiritual. Like you're going to see things that happen to you and you may overreact. If you begin to overreact, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss the spiritual side of it. Like, and we all do, but we learn to get better and better and better because we know that we're what? Walking through that valley. Because even though, despite we having this walk, we got to know that what we live is spiritual. Our life is real versus everybody else. All the other heathens, they talk plain. There's nothing about them that lets you know that they live in a spiritual world. I'll have them some kind of spirituality to what we do. We have sayings amongst each other to let us know we talk spiritual. You understand? No other nation does these things. They don't understand what sisterhood and brotherhood is. They do it for their own self-interest because they don't want you to win. And that's enough for them. But when are we going to begin to look at each other and say, I want to win with you? I want to win with you. That's spiritual. Because that's what the Lord says we should live like. All right? Give me Ezekiel 37:1.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 1. Mm-hmm. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones.
Now, we've all heard this story of Ezekiel got them dry bones. You ever heard that song? Y'all ever heard that song? Y'all never heard that? Okay, just, you know what I'm saying? Just but, like yeah. Just like that. Yeah. Just like that. But It's but what is Ezekiel having right here? Do anybody know what Ezekiel's having? Ezekiel's having a vision right here, right? And it is in this vision that the Most High is giving Ezekiel, right? He didn't go anywhere, right? He didn't go anywhere. He didn't take off anything. The Lord just dealing with him right there in the spot, right? The Lord dealing with Ezekiel in this vision. All right. Salaki. Go ahead and do your thing. I ain't no sweat.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 1.
Hold on, Salaki, Buck, y'all. Grab it. You got it. Grab that mic. Go ahead and use that. Read verse 1 again for me, Baba Kusha.
Come, sir. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The hand of the Most High was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord.
Go ahead.
And set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones.
In the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2.
Check.
And caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley. And lo, they were very dry.
Okay, read on.
Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord, my power thou knowest. Verse 4.
Go ahead.
Again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Most High.
Most High in Christ. So this is 30. This is the vision that Ezekiel having. He's speaking to these dry bones, right? So in this vision, the Most High took him to a place of dry bones. Now let me ask you a question. Now, where would this place be called today? Where's a place like this that exists on the earth today? Anybody know? Come on.
So, like, if I may, wherever so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians congregate, like in the projects, in the ghetto, in the barrio.
That's true. You're jumping the gun.
Oh, Salaki.
But think of this. We're gonna build the imagery and that's the word, right? Imagery, and we're gonna make it it's not logic, it's figurative. That's right, figurative language, right? Something you can that's I'm using it right. So you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna paint the image, if I may, right? So what if you went to a place and you thinking dry bones are bones everywhere, you know what I'm saying? They all over the place. What pops into your mind? Come on, I think.
Salakia, sir. We could think like the catacombs or a cemetery.
A graveyard, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, somewhere there's bones, right? And in this place, there's nothing there but dead carcasses. Right. Dead carcasses and remains of bones and skeletons, right? So you're in a place where imagine Ezekiel coming to a place and the Lord sitting down and say, look, I want you to speak to them. What? To that right there? But yeah, give me a little volume so I hear it. Check. Yeah. Most High Christ. So you in a place and you imagine you walking into a place and you sit down and all you see is like dry bones in front of you. What goes through your mind? Come on.
So, like, if I may, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah. It's almost like that valley that we talked about earlier, right? You're unsure about everything that goes around you. And guess what? I don't know why it's doing. Don't worry about it. I got something for it. We're gonna that's coming. So you in a place where you're like, Lord, what is this place? What is happening with this thing, right? Sometimes you may be afraid because you're not really understanding what's happening in front of us, right? So you're at this grave site, you're seeing skeleton and carcasses, and you're like, why is the Most High bringing me to this place? Right? What is it that the Lord? Do y'all remember the movie Lion King? Y'all remember that part where Simba? Where did Simba go where he wasn't supposed to go? Y'all remember that? When his daddy told him not to go down to the come on.
So like I think he went down to like the dark side of the valley or whatever they was on the prairie where his uncle lived with the bones.
Well, down there where Scar was.
Okay.
You remember that? And he went down there, and what was down there when he went down there?
Like
Come on.
A whole bunch of dry bones.
Dry bones. Elephant bones, right? So imagine being in the place and you like Simba and you seeing all these things going on. You a young cub, not really knowing what's going on. You a young what? Sheep. Right? We're going back to what David, because do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, right? You a young sheep walking into this valley of bones and like, oh my goodness, you're not afraid, right? The Most High said, but this graveyard, a place of bones, is all around you. But these bones ain't on the. Go ahead, what you got?
That's a lot, yes, sir. That's heavy. You said the elephant graveyard
and
the outlands is what it's called.
The outlands. Don't go to the outlands.
Beyond the pride lands.
Beyond the pride lands. Ain't there something? So this place that Simba went to, the outlands, right, was dark. It was scary. But imagine bones and everywhere, all on the ground. And guess what? They're not in the grave. They just on the ground. You understand? They just laying there. This is what Ezekiel is seeing. Like you just seeing bones just laying there all over the place, right? And the Most High asked Ezekiel, what? Can something be done with these bones? Huh? You ever imagine that? I think I take you to a place that it just looked deserted, and I look at you like, can you make it a home? What you gonna say to me?
I don't know.
I mean, seriously, I was like, what would you say if I took you to a place and say, man, I found a house that's perfect for you? You know what I'm saying? This is a home right here. You know what I'm saying? I got the perfect thing. If you love putting in the work, I got the perfect project for you. Remember, you said you love putting in work. You said that you love doing this work. You said you want to stand and create property and real estate. This is what you said. So I take you to a place that's broken down and destroyed, things all over the place. But the foundation is there. The bones, then what they call the house, the bones of the house are good. Right? Now I say, well, you got to make it a home. What do you ask me? Come on, just think. I'm taking you there for a reason, right? That means I essentially know how to help you with it. So what do you ask me? You realize that I know how to help you. What do you ask me?
For the tools?
Give him a hand. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing you really could do. You could ask this is what Ezekiel asked the Most High. He took him to that place, bunk, y'all, dropped them off. These are the bones. And what did Ezekiel ask? Lord, what am I supposed to do with this? And what did the Most High tell Ezekiel? You know? He told Ezekiel to prophesy to these bones. He told him, these are the tools that you're going to use to build these bones up, if I may. Y'all get what I'm saying? So when you think about that valley that you're going through and all the things the work that you said, Kumya Shala, you think about the work that you said what you were supposed to do? Well, our job is to prophesy to what? Those dry bones. That dark side, if I may, bump, y'all. Ain't that what we asked for? And they didn't say it was going to be easy. But guess what you do have? You got a good structure. You got what? Good bones, if I may. You understand? And this is what the Lord is showing Ezekiel. Drop down to verse 10, Baba Kashaw.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37.
Hold on. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Read verse 3.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live?
Right. So once again, we ask, can these bones live? Right. Read on.
And I answered, O Lord, God, thou knowest.
Lord, you know it. He said it, right? So he's like, yeah, he's like, I was like, I know you know. How do I do it, right? So I'm going to give you the tools that you need. Read on.
Verse 4. Again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
So he just gave them he gave him what? The instruction manuals to turn those dry bones into real life people. Shalom, Salaki. So check this out. We're gonna drop down to verse 10, Baba Kushaw. Let's find out what he did.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 10. I prophesied.
He did what?
I prophesied.
Now he argued.
So I prophesied.
Now he said, you know what, this may not be the right thing for me to do.
So I prophesied.
Nah, he just complained about what he could do.
So I prophesied.
He was obedient, man. He was obedient, right? I ain't making this up. You see that? You see he did what he was told to do. I'm taking you to this house or this valley of dry bones, and I'm telling you, this is how you fix the dry bones. Read on.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them.
And the breath what?
Came into them.
Oh my goodness. How did the breath come into them? How did the breath come into him? Come on, let's go.
So like I said,
it's on.
So like I said, if I may, like the breath coming into him is like it's like breathing life into a brother. When you speak to him, you speak truth to him. It's like they became live. So with that, that's like them following law, statutes, and commandments, wouldn't it?
Con. That's it. But that now Cordon gave you the big thing. But think about this: how did the breath come into him? Now we know the breath of life is what the law, statutes, and commandments. But how did the breath come into them? Come on.
Salaki, about Ezekiel speaking it to them and showing them how to follow the law.
He did it. He was obedient. He proved that he was there to actually do the job that he said he wanted to do. Right? He understood what it meant to be a brother. So he did it, even though, like, in the midst of everything else, he could have said, you know what? It's not even worth it. How many times have you been put in the place and you looked at the structure of something and you said, man, it ain't worth my time? But the truth about it was the house had what?
Good bones.
The house had good bones the whole time. But here you are. Come on with it, brother.
Salaki, and I was gonna say this so heavy, and how you breaking it down is so heavy, because if you just think about if you go to like Kensington or go to like any of the ghettos or the barrios of blacks, Hispanics, and you see like dope heads or whatever, but being in the truth, you'll see the greatness in those people, right? Everybody else to go past like, what in the hell? They'll look at our brothers and sisters and like, these people are useless. They can never get right.
Right.
And that's we see mathematicians out there. We see some of the smartest and greatest athletes out there. You know what I'm saying? But I just like the way how you breaking it down. It's the metaphors and everything is making me think of my people and how we just look today and what we can be doing.
Right. Give them a hand. Life. And that's what this is for. This is about brotherhood and sisterhood. It should make you look at your people and say, you know what? Even though the world say our communities are graveyards, our communities are a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? The structure, housing developments, they wasted away. But guess what other nations and the heathens do around us? They come in and they take that brother who you don't value, and guess what? They give him a rap contract. And guess what? And they use him to hurt you. They take that sister and they give her a damn Obama phone, and she'll take over the goddamn world. Snapchat, Instagram, the live, what you call the thing that they got? I can't keep up with these young kids, man. What they call it nowadays? TikTok, and what's the other one that they can sell themselves on? OnlyFans. That's what the oppressor's saying. So when we don't use our people, like when we don't use the bones that are right there in front of us, guess what? The oppressor, he'll pick them bones up and he'll use them for what he want to use them up. You understand? And in the whole time, guess what he doing? He grinding them bones down. He milling them out. So the whole time we think that we getting ahead, but we really hurting ourselves. We're tearing down good bones. But if we just being obedient and prophesy to the bones, then maybe you will have a brother, or maybe you will gain a sister. You understand? But we too busy looking for pleasure based on what it is we want. But the structure of the bones are good right there in front of you. Nah, we don't want that. I want something that's perfect. Huh? Even though you walking through the valley, you got to know that brother and that sister that you see in that valley, is your job to get them out of that damn valley, y'all. It's our job. You sitting back scared and afraid of, oh no. You can't be no weak, you can't be no bitch. You can't be weak in here. You understand? You're gonna have to fight. You got to put things in place. And sometimes, guess what? Telling your brother, you got to put that down, man. No, we're not celebrating Thanksgiving. Get it out of your damn head. Stop it. Stop. Right? What we had on that? Verse 10. Read that verse 10 again.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 10.
Come on.
So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived.
And they what?
And they lived.
And they live, man. They live because you was obedient to your brother. If you don't want to do it, then guess what? Just don't worry about it. Your people gonna continue to die because you don't want to be obedient. You're choosing to serve yourself, and guess what? Because you're serving yourself, your people gonna die. You don't want them to have the breath of life. You happy seeing them right where they at. Look at them. They're good for them. You just like them purple cats that don't mind serving warrants to their people. Huh? Read on.
And stood up upon their feet.
What made them stand up upon their feet? What made them do it? Come on.
So like I said, if I made that breath came into them and they lived, man. So it's like they stood up. So if I may, this is so heavy, man. Can you think about brothers that came into the I.S.U.P.K, man? It's like we was walking through that shadow of the valley of death. Nothing but death. As soon as we step out of the house, we're facing death. But like you said earlier, now you know what I'm saying, we're a worthy adversary because we're backed by the Most High.
Right.
So it's like, again, that breath of life became into us. We became obedient and started following the Lord. And, that's when, again, that's when we became alive. So
that's true. But what made them become an exceeding great army? Come on.
Salakia, what made them become an exceedingly great army.
It can't be number one thing based on where we at tonight, if I may.
The tools, the weapons, the Most High gave us.
Brotherhood, man. Can't be there. Brotherhood, man. We have to be able to see ourselves in the ones that they want us to forget about. You got to be able to see yourself in that valley of dry bones. Because you ain't always had yourself together. You ain't always been in here. The Lord had enough mercy and grace to allow us to come in here and serve him. So when we see another brother, you gotta look at him like, damn, I was just like you. I remember, I was down at the YAHANNA's. Huh? I was right off at Strickland Bridge. I remember sitting out there and, waiting on somebody to come right here so he can cop or whatever. You know what I mean? Right. I remember chasing some other man's woman. I remember seeing whores and be like, oh yeah, she a whore. I'm gonna get rid of it soon. She ain't, that's something that ain't mine. So when I see a brother, I say, man, I see you looking, but let me show you this. Let me prophesy what thus says the Lord. So that way you can wake your brother up and he can grow and be a part of a exceedingly great army. That's what the I.S.U.P.K is. You understand? So that, and the only way you can do it is to really teach a brother or sister, like, hey, listen, I used to be you. That sister who you are today, you can look at another sister and say, you know what? Hey, sis, it's a locker. You heading down the wrong road. And you can't do that unless you have sisterhood. Right. You can't do that unless you have brotherhood. All right. Read on. You had something you want to say, brother Salaki?
Salaki, so I was just gonna say, like, when you think about it, just like dry bones and like the low state, like you on the ground, and it says you stood up upon their feet. In order to stand up upon their feet, they had to begin to start fighting.
Come on.
Right, and that's the tools that the Most High that you use. And to become an army, you have to know how to fight.
Come on.
To join an army.
And you guess what? And you can't do it. You can't do none of that laying on your back.
Right.
All right. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off. Salakia, we are cut off for our parts. Verse 12. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
Good night, boy. This valley of dry bones is where the children of Israel dwell, man. Places where we can go and we actually see the walking dead, bunker, y'all. Y'all understand? You said southeast or northeast DC? Kensington. Y'all see them brothers that be out there on that heroin, bro, they be stuck in time. They stuck. Y'all ever seen somebody how like rocks, you see the glare in their eyes, they be so high? They just stuck. You see somebody be rolling on them pills, they trying to drink, they just got it, they just thirsty the whole time. Looking for orange juice. Wondering why your nose won't stop running. This is us. Dry bones, man. The places where we are. Can somebody name some of those places? What's some of those places where we are? Come on. Go ahead.
Salaki, I was going to say the county jail or the prisons.
Right. What else? Come on, Cole.
Some of these fraternities, sororities in the Christian church.
Come on. What else? Come on.
Salaki, sir, if I may, and the border, or not the border, the cages, you understand, like, or where the Haitian brothers and sisters at under the bridges.
Right. The places where there's poverty, suffering, people hooked on drugs, alcohol, sex, pain, hurt, people hooked on holidays and Christianity. This is where you find our people at. Right. These are the drop bones in these places, right? Read verse 11 again.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
Did he say part of the house of Israel? He said the whole house of Israel, man. The entire house of Israel. That's right. He's allowing him to see the conditions of his brothers and his sisters, and also explaining to him why he should prophesy to him. Because why? Because you're going to need them, man. This is your army. So if you don't prophesy to them, they're going to stay in the ground. They're going to stay broken. They're going to stay high. They're going to stay on drugs. You're going to stay molested. You're going to stay without fathers. You're going to stay without mothers. You're going to be hooked on crack, alcohol, addicted to sex, heroin. You're going to stay like that until you begin to listen to the voice of the Lord. That's why we have to have brotherhood and sisterhood, because they're waiting on us. They waiting on us. What's that pastor you always say, Kawhi, what's his name? Stanley Earl ain't coming. Stanley Earl is not coming. Stanley Earl is coming to see what bones he can pick up and put in his damn bag, man. Instead of prophesying to him. The Lord is letting you know this house of Israel has what? Good
bones.
Good bones. That's brotherhood there, man. You ain't gotta like it. It's my damn house. I know what my people need. We don't need caviar, lobster tail, shrimp, scampi. We don't need that. We like hamburgers. Give me a goddamn hamburger. Give me a hamburger. I'll take a hamburger and some curly fries. Huh? That's what we simple like we bunk, y'all. We said potato salad with the raisins in it. Who came up with that? Give us fried chicken. Make it simple for us. We walk into a house, you walk into any house with good bones, and ain't that what the oppressor does? He go in there and look around and say, oh, it's good bones. Why don't we look at our people like that? Yeah, he a little rough around the edges, but he got good bones. Can he hold posts? And then what the general say? Can he stay sober enough to stand right here and say, "Con, I don't want con"? Use him. Some brothers gonna be gold, some gonna be silver, some gonna be bronze. Nevertheless, they all is still the house of what? Israel. Still your brother. Still your brother, man. But let me ask y'all a question. So in the places that we thought of, what is happening in those places that we identify what we are? What is happening in those places, Bible Show? I'm looking for one word. One word. What is happening in those places? Say again. Make sure you raise your hand, Sister Lockie.
Salaki, sir. Death.
Death, man. Death. As death behind dice games. You understand? It's death behind a drug deal going bad. There's death behind sleeping with another brother's wife. You understand? There's death behind when you jealous of your brother and envious of your brother. In those places, in those valley of dry bone, death is happening in those places. You understand what I'm saying? It's right outside of this door. Go in our communities and take a look. Brother said death. It's death right there in front of you. And everybody knows it. So death is right there around the corner. And if you're not in here, what are you living in? Fear. You're absolutely terrified. You're terrified. Everybody knows like what it's like to be in a place where it's not so daggone safe, man. And what happened in no place? Oh man, fuck F you and all. You start hearing people talk loud. What do you begin to do? What do? You look around. Huh? Am I making this up? You hear a car door close too fast. You let a truck drive by and in the backfire. Pow! Everybody got PTSD. Everyone. Because we're all walking through what? That valley. We're in that valley. You know that death is that shadow right around the corner. If it's not happening in the hood, it's coming to you. And it's all because of our disobedience, our lack of brotherhood, our lack of sisterhood, our lack of empathy for one another. Ezekiel had empathy as to why he did what thus says the Lord. He was commanded to do it. Right? This was the same place that what? This same place that David was. He was walking through that valley of dry bones. Same place, Psalm 23. That place where the 12 tribes are. Not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, not having brotherhood. That is the valley of shadow of death. Mm-hmm. Ezekiel was told to speak to the valley of dry bones to fix our people, and he did it. All right. How could he do it? Read verse 12.
Khan, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 12.
And this is how he did it. Read.
Therefore, prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
Right. So you know this grave is not like it's a figurative language, meaning what? Like clothes, like you raised up and you get out of that grave, the place where all the come on with it.
So like you said, if I may, hell, the Christian church is a grave.
Right. Come on.
Black, Spanish, and Native Indians, the Catholic church is a grave. The Muslim mosque is a grave. Hell, America is a grave.
That's right. That's it. Come. Dwelling in a place like this will cause you to live in fear. You thinking rabbits lay eggs, you walking out, you mess around and see a rabbit give live birth, it'll freak you out for life. You be distraught. You know what I'm saying? You be like, what in the world? You be messed up for life, man. That's what happened to these children. They go into this Christian church, they get molested, it messes them up for life. R. Kelly was one of the most prolific R&B singers of our lifetime. And then when he got jammed up, everybody knew what R. Kelly used to do. But then to hear his whole story about how he was abused, you was like, damn, bro, if you would just got help, if you just would have said something earlier. But hurt people hurt people. That's what happens in the valley of dry bones. You understand? When you walk through that, that's why he said, even though you do it, so you got to understand that the Lord has to be with you. And the Lord can only be with you if you're being obedient to what he asked you to do. If you're not being obedient, when you're walking through that valley, you're going to get pulled and tugged on, and you won't know how to fight. He said, what would be the stability of our time?
It's like you said, knowledge and wisdom.
Right. That's stability. And what type of, is it wisdom about fixing cars? Is it knowledge about how to get to the moon? What about how to change a tire? What about the temperature of baby milk? So what knowledge and wisdom is it talking about? It's gonna be your stability. Come on.
So like you said, knowledge of these scriptures, the law, statutes, and commandments.
Give them a hand. You understand? What it actually means to be a brother and sister and follow the Most High. Because that's what we need. There's nothing Ezekiel spoke because he loved his brothers and his sisters. That's it. You see somebody hurting, you see somebody in pain and misery. What type of person are you to walk by him and not give a damn? Is that what we've become? I seen a brother in under Commander General. This has to be. I love it. You see a brother that's handing out food to our people, and this guy says, I'm cold. And what the brother do? Y'all heard what the general said. The brother took his sweater off his back, man, and gave it to a brother. Yeah. And he was in the cold. What do you think happened next? Commander General Honor probably sent him 10 hoodies. You understand? It's that type of sacrifice that we have to learn how to make to become a nation again. But if you're thinking about yourself all the time, you'll never take anything off to give it to anybody. You're always going to look for your comfort. And where your comfort gets you? Nowhere. You're going to stay right there in that same damn spot. It's not going to change anybody. And you're not changing yourself. So you're stuck. You're going to get pulled right into that valley of dry bones. I pray you understand. You can go right back to worried about, is somebody going to steal my car? Huh? Is somebody gonna call my kid in the school? Is he gonna get spit on? Is somebody gonna try to grab my daughter's booty? Y'all remember that back in the day? Is my son gonna put on try to wear a dress because he's seen Medea? because he seen his favorite athletes wearing a dress, wearing a wig and lipstick and pumps. You can get pulled back into it. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 20, Bible Show. Deuteronomy. Everybody worry about, when you send your children to school, what are you thinking about? You know what they facing. Ain't nobody silly. Y'all see what's going on in the news. There's mass shootings everywhere. That valley of death is right outside of these doors. I promise you are. That valley of death is in that Christian church waiting on the next Dylan Stone Ruth to walk through the doors. (28 and 20) Bible Kusha.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 20.
Come on with it, huh?
The Lord shall send upon thee, the Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, unto thou be destroyed, and unto thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
Right. So the fear in our community is because we do not know the Lord, man. We don't know the Lord. So, and these are the things that are in our community because we don't know the Lord, right? That's the whole book of Deuteronomy 28. It's talking about what we're going to deal with because of our disobedience, right? Read that verse again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 20.
Now, this is what creates fear in our communities. You understand? This is what creates lack of brotherhood, lack of sisterhood in our communities, right? Read on.
The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation.
Right. So these things happen when we're in a community that's void of morality, that's void of love, that's void of respect for one another. You know what I'm saying? What happens to the black community? Brothers not having brotherhood and really not having any, very few signs of life in the black community, man. Y'all know what I mean by signs of life? What would be a sign of life in the black community? Read the verse again, though. Let's see what this says, and let's try to show a contrast between a sign of life, if I may. Come on. And just remember, this comes on us because we're disobedient, right? And because of our disobedience, it creates what? Fear. Read it again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 20.
Come on.
The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
Right. So what will be a sign of life in this community? Come on.
So in the black community, I would say a sign of life is when brothers, instead of deciding to shoot each other, decide to build something together, maybe like a business or anything.
We tried that. It'll last for a little while. What else?
So, like, if I may, we're talking about signs of life.
Come.
I would say it begins with order. I would say I don't want to say prosperity because we have that now, you know, but we'd have comfort, you know, we wouldn't have the anxiety that we have from being vexed. So, like, check. Compassion, understanding, empathy. Those are signs of life that are not present in our communities at this point in time.
That's true. Somebody else. You heading on the right path, but I'm looking for that thing Y'all know I like that. It's probably a word that I done came up with. Don't nobody else know how to spell it but me. You know what I'm saying? Like element of P or something. But it's just one word though. What would create a sign of life in our community? Come on. What would create a sign of life in the Black, Hispanic, Native Indian community? Right now, we're living in fear. We're afraid of every damn thing is Black, Hispanic, Native. The wind blow too hard. There's a tornado coming. What we going to get? Egg, cheese, and milk and bread. And the lights go out. Where the hell you going to put the milk at? It's just, what creates a sign of life?
Confidence.
What created a sign of life to the dry bones?
Brotherhood.
Come on. You do. You understand? You ever have somebody tell you what you do matters? Like sign of life. You see a brother say, man, don't smoke that weed, man. And somebody hear that, you know, oh man, everybody not smoking weed? That's life. You understand? You get what I'm saying? You hear a brother say, hey man, don't sleep with her. That's somebody's woman. Boy, don't do that. You hear somebody say that, say, oh man, that's a sign of life. To sleep with her would be a sign of what? Death. Cause you know daggone well, you know what I'm saying? Somebody said, man, how many times we done seen a brother sleep with another brother's wife and he end up dying? How many times it happened? Or you end up in worse condition than he is. So to actually explain somebody and to actually tell them the truth, and for them to hear us say the truth, it's a sign of life in the hood, man. In all the Black, Hispanic, Native Indian community. That's why we go out and we say the things that we say. That's why we go out and we prophesy just like who? Ezekiel did. And we prophesied to who? The house of Israel, the dry bones. We have to create a sign of life for our people that are living in the valley of death, man. We have to become that. You can't wait on Pastor what's his name, Kawal? I can't. What's his name? Stanley Earl. You can't wait on Stanley Earl. You waiting on Stanley Earl, you're never gonna get anything, right? Mm-hmm. That's it. Being afraid is a condition of us not knowing the Most High. Think about the things you're afraid of. It's like you think you step on a crack, you break your mama back. What? We know the Lord said, I heal, I make whole. He said, I kill, I make whole. Ain't that what he say? The Lord is in charge of all that. So what you worry about stepping on the crack for? Right. Oh, you better not walk up on the ladder. It's Friday the 13th. Oh, I see a black cat. What's your horoscope? Come on with it, Kawal.
That's so true too, because you know in January they will be making black eyed peas and collard greens for New Year.
Right. You know? Damn. How could I forget about that? It's coming. Right. You know you can't wash no clothes. Ain't that what they say? Can't have no dirty clothes in the New Year. You gotta open the doors up. See, I can talk about that because that old man, we know that how superstitious you can be. And what does superstition equate to? Fear. Come on with it, Cole.
And idol worship.
Yeah.
You know, you get the little trinkets on rabbit foot, some dream catchers. What is it? What's that thing? The crystals they burn down, the sage. The little figurines they put on their dressers. Some food in the corner.
Somebody did this the other day. I'm seeking and find it. Somebody look at the chakra system.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Somebody do the chakra system for me, Baba Gashar. I want to take a look at it. I forgot what it was, but somebody tell me what the chakra system is, Baba Gashar. I forgot what it is, but it's you're gonna see something in this chakra system, and you're gonna find out why it does not help our people to even go down there. You know, it's a custom of heathens, if I may. You understand? Read verse 20 again for me, Baba Gashar.
God. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 20.
Come on.
The Lord shall send upon thee cursing.
So what is cursing, Baba Gashar? What is cursing, Quadon? That mic on? Come on. Yeah, go.
So like you said, if I may, like cursing is like, you know, what we go through, like when it's like high blood pressure, like, you know, something that's, you know, you're being punished for.
Punishments, right? You about to get it. You gotta keep it, yeah. Punishment. The cursing is punishments, all right? Read on. Vexation, right? So what is vexation? What is vexation?
Frustration, anxiety,
Come.
you know, discouragement.
All the things that get us upset. All those things that make us mad, that piss us off, right? All these things happening where? Those dry bones, that valley of death, right? Y'all know it. Y'all see the punishments that happen day to day. Come on, quit it, Quidon.
So like I said, I got the it's like I guess a picture or something like of the 7 main chakras. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. So like.
All right. So can you see it clear on there? Kowal got it. So read it. What it say? What the first? Ain't it like a number 1 through 7 or whatever?
Okay. So it says crown chakra, third eye chakra, throat chakra. Pause. Heart chakra, solar plexus chakra, sacral chakra, and root chakra.
Right. So, but does it give a breakdown for each one of those chakras and what they're supposed to mean? Does it say it should be something that it kind of?
It says the crown chakra, which is the one at the top, supposed to go on top of your head. The one that's on the top of the Negro head is a purple one. It says spiritual connection, oneness, knowing, formness, supreme light. Knowing. That's supposed to be like the top chakra.
But it said oneness, right?
Oneness.
Oneness meaning what? It's about yourself.
Right.
That's right. What's the next one, Kowal?
The third eye chakra. Imagination, intellect, psychic abilities, imagination.
So what is that about? Once again, about yourself.
Right.
What's the next one, Kowal?
The pause, the throat chakra. Speech, communication, self-expression, using your voice.
What?
Self-expression. Using your voice.
What is it talking about? Yourself, right? Read on.
Heart chakra, which is the green one. Low balance, compassion, and connection.
Right. Connection to who you want to be connected to. Right. Yourself, right? Read on.
Solar plexus, the yellow, willpower, drive, control, freedom to be oneself.
Be who?
Oneself.
So who are we talking about once again? Yourself. Right. Read on.
Last two, the sacral chakra. This is the orange one. It's sexual drive, passion, creativity, and reproduction.
Once again, it's your sexual, right? Whatever you want to do. It's mine. I do whatever hell I want to do with it. You're talking about who once again, Quidon?
Like you say,
yourself. Read on.
And the last one is the root chakra, which is the red. Survival, security, instinct, material drive, and safety.
What are you talking about once again? When you talk about the I.S.U.P.K, your brotherhood is what you can do for somebody else, man.
Right.
You understand? That chakra system, that's the worship of self with this heathen culture. You understand? And here we look at the dry bones, man. I'm looking at the structure of the house, ain't I tell you? I'm seeing that you got good bones to it. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about you see that? All that's about whatever the hell you feel like. Lust for yourself with the water, Kowal. Most High in Christ, brother. All right, so vexation, those are things that happen in the hood that we all are dealing with.
Right.
Mad about something, just mad, and then sick and tired of being sick and tired, if I may. Right. Don't know whether you're coming, don't know whether you're going. You just have to deal with every damn thing all the damn time, right? Read on.
And rebuke.
So what is rebuke? Come on.
So like you said, like a correction.
Now correction is good. That's love. But in this instant, for this context, for what is rebuke? Being put down.
Right.
That's what happened to being denied Social Security, being denied unemployment, being qualified for a job and you don't get the call back. You understand? That's what's happening to us in our communities all the damn time. You leave out, you think you getting out of the hood, and guess where you end up going? Right back.
Right.
You're going right back. These are the conditions we live in. Everything we do or everything that we deal with is because the Lord bring it against us for our disobedience.
Right.
They just did away with affirmative action. If I'm not mistaken, they voted to abolish affirmative action.
Mm-hmm.
So that job that they told us we can compete with,
right?
You ain't gonna get that job no more. You kiss them days goodbye. Gentrification, inflation, all those things, man. I was listening to a brother class earlier. He was talking about how in Bed-Stuy, New York, you understand how the so-called Jewish man moved in and triangulated what he want in the neighborhoods, to buying up all this real estate, and he's doing it using government money. Imagine we be happy we get $300 for EBT on our EBT call. We like, oh man, I got $300, $400. Come on with that thing.
So like it's so heavy what you bringing out, because let Esau find out like we get any type of money from the government that they owe us. They have the black people get everything. Black people they get free college because we get $1,000 for tuition assistance. Right. They so lazy. We give them everything. Like what else do they need?
Come on, man. But who are the number one recipients of subsidized housing, subsidized food, and the recipients of that? Come on,
so-called white society.
There you go. Here you are. They pointing the finger at everything that you do, everything that we do. But that's come on with it, Cole.
And that's every point you just brought out too about the buying up everything in Brooklyn. You know how expensive it is to even live in New York. Imagine buying property. They're using government funding, which black people we don't even have access to even to attain that. Like a lot of it's like leftover tax dollars and stuff that they can tap into, and damn a 501c3. They're using all kind of documents that we don't even know about, like shared, property and going in. What do you call those? With the buildings, the co-ops, and going in together with. Right. They have access to all these documents and these strategic ways of getting funding that we have no access to, and they look at us like we're crazy. They're keeping it all out a secret. It's not public knowledge.
They're not letting it out. It's so much so that in the brother, I'm gonna find this article, Lord willing, and the brother was bringing out the point that the article or the what you call it when you publicize something in the news, like in the newspaper or something. What you call that? Help wanted ads or whatever that they call it.
Oh yeah, help wanted ads.
What the so-called Jewish man has a newspaper that they send out, and it's in and it's in Yiddish. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know how to read Yiddish, like you're basically gonna miss the opportunity. You understand?
Right.
Oh,
come on.
That was so they bought their properties and they use the government funding and all that. And they were written to Section 8.
That's what it was.
So the Section 8, they said, "Oh, now these expensive at Dumbo or somewhere."
Who gives them money for the Section 8?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, where they get the so-called oppressor. They're helping each other by cutting us out. And like Zion just made a good point. If you put an ad out in Fayetteville, North Carolina, said these nice downtown with the concierge buildings are accepted to Section 8. Everybody are going to try to get it.
That's right.
But if you put it in Yiddish, I don't know. I can't read that.
You'll miss it.
I'm gonna miss it. Only the people who can read Yiddish will get it.
So guess what? If we're poor, guess what's going to continue to happen to us? We're going to continue to get poor. The bones are going to continue to hurt. You understand? We're going to continue to struggle with us not knowing how we should live in this empire, man. And without brother and sisterhood, we're never going to see it coming. Because without us reaching and understanding what this new article said. Oh, they did away with affirmative action? You not hearing that? You never heard none of this before you came into the I.S.U.P.K. I promise you that.
That's right.
I'm you know what I'm saying? You go your whole life and not knowing you've been throwing your life away. Imagine that. You've gone your whole life not knowing that you've been living without a purpose. I guess I'll just watch football this Sunday. Who's playing? You want to make a bet? That what our life become. Hey man, you playing the board for the games? Y'all remember looking at that? Playing the boards on the game, putting the.
Yeah.
And I wonder if grandma gonna cook that fish plate, catfish plate. You wait all year, you just to have an anniversary and take your girl to Red Lobster, eat the cheddar biscuits.
Right.
That's what our life becomes. And that's what we somehow can equate to success. Your success equals living amongst the oppressor. Our success equates to us sending our kids to college prep classes and courses. And then when they get there, guess what? They get ridiculed. You know they getting beat up.
Right.
Kids' confidence is shot by the time they hit the 6th grade. And the first, well, oh no, my kid, damn, man. It's enough to say, damn. That's why David said, even though I walk, ain't that what we said earlier, Bon Carl? Even though, see, we got to know that the Lord is with us if we're obedient. Without knowing that, then guess what? All these things that are around us in this dry valley, they're going to tear us apart out. Drop down to 28 and 28 Bible show.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28.
Come on with it.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of the heart.
Right. So all these things is happening where? Come on. No. I mean, they are happening in your mind, but I mean, like, where? You got to think about it. This is not only is this spiritual, this is physical as well. You understand? Physically, where are these things happening at? In our communities. The valley of dry bones. And what the Lord said, and the way he sent Ezekiel to the house of Israel, didn't he say, speak to these bones? These things are happening in our communities. Read that verse again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28.
Come on.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
What is madness? It's perceived to be crazy. You understand? It's the way of the black community. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why these things keep happening to me? Like it's enough to drive you crazy. You start seeing things that's going around you, and we get stuck with the question, why? Why? You know, you ask why. When you talk about the black community, it will drive you insane. Man, why my girl acting like this? Right. Why she won't treat me like the man that I am of the house? Why my kids won't listen to me? Why I gotta, you ask why it will drive you goddamn insane, man. Anybody know what I'm talking about? If you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, it's why do I gotta get in this damn river and try to make it to the United States? Why, when I get to the United States, I'm going to get separated from my kids? Why is I considered a legal immigrant when this land was stolen from me in the first damn place? Why are my peoples on reservation, and why we addicted to alcohol and all type of other crap? Why am I waiting in damn line to vote for somebody who's going to lie to me anyway? Why Camilla Harris got a damn Cheeto bag in her damn purse like she black? Why is she wearing goddamn Converse and pearl? That drive you damn insane, man. Enough to it'll make you what? Mad. You stuck with madness. You understand? You just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Read the verse again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28.
Bible, please. Thank you.
Verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness.
What is blindness? No guidance. Show me somebody in the black. Y'all in the truth. So we have impeccable. That's the word, Buck? Y'all? Impeccable. You know what I'm saying? We got impeccable leadership. You understand? Who's leading the black community? Hispanic. Who's leading it? Point it out to me. Farrakhan? Stanley Earl? T.D. Jakes? Tyler Perry? Barack Obama, I know. Commander Jenny Hunter brought it out last week. Barack Obama himself saying that voting doesn't change a damn thing. It means absolutely nothing. Fell for the banana in the tailpipe once again. Blind. Can't kill nothing, won't nothing die. Y'all ever heard that? That's some of the old country men there, ain't it? Blind. Read on.
And astonishment of heart.
What is the astonishment of heart? Amazed of how much suffering we have to do, man. Are you you think about your life? Think about the thing. Like I said, our suffering is our normal. You talk about who was it that said he went home? This white kid came home with him, and he said his mama told him, "Get off the damn game." He's like, "Hey, wait a minute, man. This is your room." You know what I'm saying? What he say? What he say, Cordell? You know what he said?
So like you said, that's Aries Spears.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You's gonna get me in trouble."
Shh, hush, boy. Yeah. She wouldn't talk to me like that. Little Timothy, but that's our normal. It's like a what you call it? It's like a thing that they put on Instagram, whatever, and it's like it's letters. It's like if you're raised, if you're in the house, if you've been raised by a black mother, you know what these letters mean, right? And it's like a whole bunch of letters. It's like the BR da 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 whatever that. Well, come on with it, Cordell. You know what I'm talking about?
Like, get your black A in the house before I beat your.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. How do we know this? How do we know this? And why would a mother talk to a child like that? It's ways to talk to children. I've learned that you can speak to a child with love and understanding and care and still have the same impact as you knocking their damn head off. The world is filled with bones. Why not build up the thing that we have, the children that are in our house? Let's make them strong from the jump. It's better to build something strong than try to repair it. You understand? That's what we have to be. We have to understand if we build it up strong from birth, we understand that what the Lord has given us, the opportunity that we have at birth, we won't have to look at the bones and try to figure out how to put this thing back together. They come out of the womb. We teaching our babies in the I.S.U.P.K how to say shalom, YAHANNA. We teaching them how to look at each other and say, man, I understand what brotherhood and sisterhood from a child. These children are gonna remember going to a Passover and having their garments on, and they're gonna you think about you remember your Christmas, your damn Easter suits. You don't remember your Easter suits? I know you do. You're like, damn, I want to wear this damn Easter suit. How the hell am I in this damn church? We playing football. So why don't we replace that memories for our babies? Right. So they grow up and they understand the value that they have. The problem is we invest in time and efforts and things, and then you realize you've been being a dummy your whole life because you realize it didn't benefit you. Like what has believing in Saint Nick ever done for Black, Hispanic, or Native Indians? What have believing in Thanksgiving ever done for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities? You think about it right now, as a Black community, if the oppressor turned the lights off, what do we have of value that we can issue out to somebody? We don't have no exchange for currency. What we gonna give them? Yeezus shoes? That's not a necessity for life. They own the water. They own the lice. They own the money. What we gonna sell them? T-shirts, bunker, y'all? A Miracle Grow, and ain't that what the sisters wearing? Everybody got the new beard oil now. All of a sudden, right. Grow your edges back. When time get hard, who the hell gonna need that bunker, y'all? We gonna need some damn food, man. You understand?
Right.
The black farmers are going through it. They have all type of they suing and what they call it? They got all kind of class action lawsuits for the last 10 years and they ain't going nowhere. What they saying is we better be getting prepared. That son of perdition is being revealed right in front of our faces. It's coming to life. You're going to find out in these days who the devil is. It's coming. Go and read Thessalonians. It's coming. And what you going to do when the devil come for you? Will you be walking with the Lord? Or you be trying to figure out what your chakra system is because you're thinking about yourself? Right. My root chakra is off. I got to get a alignment. I need to drink more kale and energy and not so much meat. Okay. Let me see where that gets you. Lord be with you. Finish reading that for me.
God, an astonishment of heart.
Right. Read on.
Verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
What does this mean? Remember, we talking about this valley. Stuck in this valley. What does this mean? You're going to grope at noonday. What does it mean to grope? You're going to be, come on. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to reach like a blind man. The sun going to be all the way up in the sky, but you still ain't going to be able to see. It's right here in front of you. But you still, it's right there, but it's not there. That's what disobedience gets you. It's like you're going to have a dream about the numbers. You're going to wake up, man, I have a dream about the lottery numbers, but I got them. The Lord sent me my numbers. You're going to go there, 23, 46. Yeah, Lord sent me my numbers. Right? This is my time. Right? They're going to read them down numbers. They're going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Damn, I should have just played the 1 through 10. Maybe I would have hit. They don't go through 1 through 10 to the bunk, y'all. How the numbers go? I know you. You're looking for help. We're always looking for a way out of the situation that we're in, but it's not changing.
Right.
We're in that valley. David is realizing that he's seeing the conditions of our people. Ezekiel's seeing the conditions of our people. And the only way to change that is through brotherhood and really prophesying what thus says the Lord. We have to teach our people that the ways that we're living, these things are killing us. These things are calling us to live in madness, astonishment of the heart. You understand? It's causing us to grope. It's causing us to deal with all the things that we just went over. The madness. That's what we deal with. So when you come along as a preaching prophet of the Lord, you are changing brothers and sisters' lives. Right. Whether you believe it or not. They don't have to listen. You don't have to. You don't have to believe what I am. I know what the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K are. You understand? Right. I know what the sisters in the I.S.U.P.K are. You don't have to believe it. But if they came in here, they heard something that the rest of the world did not hear. You better love them for that. You understand? They seen something that the rest of the world did not see. A brother in the world see you and call you crazy. And you thinking to yourself, I'm in my right mind, nigga, you crazy. Am I right or wrong, Bunky, y'all? I don't know how y'all listen to Commander. I don't know how you don't listen to Commander Junior YAHANNA. I don't get it. You understand? You point me out to somebody I should listen to. Go ahead, I'll wait. You gonna show me your cute out brothers? That's what you gonna show me. Some brother that's doing this shit here. Omega Phi Cyrus, oh my, 2-sip, Big Brother Almighty. Right. What? Right. They performing all kind of homosexual acts to join in something that worship the Greeks, which are against you. Right. Could y'all pick up trash on the weekend? No. Isaiah 59:1, Bible quiz, y'all. Don't pay me no mind, bunker, y'all.
That's what they do.
That's what they do. They'll put on a social, ain't it what they call
That's
them?
it. Social.
Ask you for a donation,
Mm.
and you go to college for 4 years, and you've been paying the member fee, but you won't pay your tithes.
Mm.
You don't listen to nothing we have to say, but I seen y'all brothers on the street, brother. Okay, don't worry. In that day,
Mm.
Isaiah 59:1. Wow, Kusha. Time check. Oh, we good.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened,
Uh-huh.
that it cannot save, neither is his ear heavy, that it cannot hear.
So the Lord said he's right here. He's right here. He's going to be right here for the children of Israel. Always listening, always ready to pick a brother up, pick a sister up. Read on.
Verse 2. But your iniquities.
But what?
But your iniquities.
This is why the Lord doesn't hear us. Read on.
Have separated between you and your God.
Mm-hmm. What we do and how we act, how we treat one another, these are the things that cause us to live in madness.
Right.
These are the things that live us with astonishment in the heart. These are the things that causes the house of Israel to be punished, to be rebuked. Read on.
And your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
Read on.
Verse 3.
Now you understand, this is the result of us not being obedient. This is when you look at the black community, you look at the Valley of Dry Bones, you look at the lack of brotherhood. You know what this all breaks down to lack of obedience. If your brotherhood ain't up to a point, I guarantee you have lack of obedience somewhere. If your sisterhood is off point, you got something that is off, and you're not being obedient to what thus says the Lord. Stop trying to project on somebody else when you got to look.
That's right.
He right there. He right there. The one in the mirror. That brushes your teeth like this. In a square motion instead of circular. You. That's you. Right there. You take you everywhere you go. Ain't that what Kawal say? Yeah, it's you. Read on.
Verse 3. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity.
What are you talking about? You putting your hands on everything that's calling death in your community. You having an abortion? Your hands are doing it. You doing it. You sleeping with a wife? You're doing it. You selling dope to one another? You're doing it. Right. That's your work. Your community is a direct reflection of what you do in it.
Right.
The brotherhood that you want to have, you got to be the brother that sacrificed your life to show what brotherhood is. Because if not, who gonna do it? Stanley Earl? Right. You want sisterhood? Sacrifice your life to show what sisterhood is. But I know, you know, them chakras got to be aligned.
Right.
You know, I get it. I understand it now. I understand what it means that he that loses life should gain his life. I understand that. It's clear. Because you're gonna feel something that most people cannot stomach. To know that you carrying the weight of another brother on your back and do it any damn way, brother, that's something different now. That's something different. You gotta have a certain pair of balls. You understand? You gotta have a certain pair of nuts to do certain things in I.S.U.P.K. Right. And you know where it starts from? It starts with you not thinking about yourself. How else you gonna wake up dry bones? You can't do it. If you're thinking about your comforts, how else can you do this work?
Right.
That's verse 3.
I got more.
Read verse. Come on.
Your lips have spoken lies.
Your what?
Your lips have spoken lies.
Come on.
Your tongue hath muttered perverseness.
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 Go ahead. Is this not the black community? Go ahead.
Verse 4. None calleth for justice.
What?
None calleth for justice.
You know they killed that girl from Charlotte. Done flew all the way back home and sat down and talked to her mother like ain't nothing happened. Ain't nobody said. That's why I say this saddens me. And to find out the true story, it's like, damn, man. Like, how sick do you have to be to do that to somebody? Just, I don't know what happened to him. When I left her, she was alive. You understand? That's madness, man. And you don't think we need help? It also shows that Christianity has never helped. Who didn't come up to understanding the name of Jesus as a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian? Who didn't grow up? Everybody knew Jesus. But how many can really raise their hand and say they heard the name YAHANNA before coming into the I.S.U.P.K? How many of us can raise our hand and say you actually knew the Lord's name? You actually knew what the Lord's prayer was. Our Father, which art in heaven. Whose Father? What heaven? Hallowed be thy name. Thou kingdom come. What kingdom? You wouldn't know if somebody threw a rock and hit you in the back of the head with it. Oh, it's the kingdom. You wouldn't. So that's why we say brotherhood is a way to do it, because this it. This is it. It's not a mystery. The Lord make his word plain and simple for us to understand. Now you have to be in here to understand. You got to get these breakdowns for sure. But some things, it just starts with you loving your brother.
That's right.
Some things just start with you loving your sister. Some things just start with you looking at them dry bones and say, you know what, you worth it. Because I understand you got a good structure. You got good bones, man. What time is it? Got 5 more minutes.
You got time.
Don't do that. Take your time. Watch out now. Good night, boy. Y'all start cutting out. Cutting up, boy. Hell no. Just go to hold on, Salaki. Go back to Psalms 23, Bible Kusha. What's that? Psalm 23 and what? 4? All right. Go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse 4.
Go ahead.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Go ahead.
For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Right. So why is David using thy rod and thy staff? What is he saying? These things are used to understand, like we having the travel of livestock, right? You know what I'm saying? Animals. But the Most High consider himself to be a what to us? Well, what does he say he is to us? Come on.
A shepherd.
A shepherd, right? And we are what?
His sheep.
Right. This is what David was comparing his walk to, as a sheep. You understand? Even though he's walking through this valley of shadow of death, his shepherd is what? Making sure he good. Right? So him following the Lord, like, and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is how he know he's going to be protected, right? That's why we're called what? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. See, we somehow forgot our shepherd. Somehow we've forgotten how important brotherhood is. Somehow we've forgotten how important it is for us to be obedient to thus says the Lord. Like we doing our own thing. We following our third eye chakra. We're looking at all this crap like it's something to be marveled at. We're looking at all the customs of these heathens, and oh yeah, that look cool. That's not our power. That's not where our strength is. Our strength is how we treat each other. You understand? Our strength is us being obedient to our Father. Brotherhood. Us being able to go out there and prophesy to them dry bones and wake them up to say you belong to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Right. That way you're no longer a lost sheep. So you're going to need a rod and a staff, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you two are. You're walking through a valley of what? Shadows and death. You know what I'm saying? It's death all around you. And you don't think you need no damn help? You thinking about your damn chakras that going, okay. Okay. What you don't know is that East Indian threw all their gods in the damn river when COVID-19 hit them. You understand that, right? Yeah, they was like, my dirk. It's like, I don't know if I should say it. So forgive me, you two. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no sense. Proverbs 1 and Salaki. Let's go to Psalms 91. Psalms 91 and 1. And we're gonna run this down. Try to get up out here after that. We're just gonna read it all the way through. This is what we have to understand about the Lord. He gonna give us exactly what we need for us understanding what brotherhood and what sisterhood is and following what he said. Okay. So you want to read it for me, Kawal? That we can just run through it, Bible show. You don't mind, brother? Yes, sir. Psalms 91 and 1.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 91 and verse 1.
Come on.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
So you're not following in the shadow of death anymore. What shadow are you in now? The shadow of the Almighty, the Most High power. But if you're going to dwell in the secret place, what is that secret place? You being obedient to what thus says the Lord. You being a brother. You can't hide in here hating your brother or your sister, right? You got to be obedient, because if you're hating your brother and your sister, you're in the shadow of the dry bones. Right. But if you're going to be in here, you need to understand what your purpose is. Read on, Baba Kushal.
Khan, I will say of the Most High, he is my refuge and my fortress, right? My power. In him will I trust.
Right. While you're walking through the valley of shadows of death, read on.
Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, right, and from the noisome pestilence.
Y'all know what a noisome pestilence is, right? You probably know what a noisome pestilence is. Like you can't get no rest. Right. You ever hear bats in your attic? You like, what is that? Huh? That's the black community. It's always something always damn going on. Like it's forever bothering you. You ever heard roaches before? Like you ever been around so many roaches you can hear them crawling? Is that not in the hood? Yeah. It make you start itching like, damn, oh shit. How you get in my cornflakes? You like, damn. Just roaches in your cornflakes. But that's what happened when you're not walking with thus says the Lord. You looking at our community, you looking at a community of people that forgotten who the Lord is. Right. Lack of brotherhood, lack of sisterhood. So guess what? You're gonna have all type of infestations. It's coming. Read on.
Verse 3. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from noisome pestilence. Yeah. Verse 4.
It don't say you deliver yourself, does it? Right. No, your third eye chakra gonna deliver you. What about your fourth? We found out that's bull crap tonight, right? Read on.
Verse 4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
His truth, man. Not lies, not Christmas, not Thanksgiving, the truth, man. That's the only thing that free us. That's the only thing that allow us to come together in brotherhood and sisterhood. And truth don't mean you get a chance to say whatever the hell you want to say to a brother and sister just because you're mad at them. That's bull crap. Oh, I want to tell you what's on my mind. Man. No, you find a way to speak to a man the proper way. Find a way to speak to a sister the proper way. You think you being kind just because, man, I don't give a damn. I'm a man just like you a man. Nah. That's cool. But you learn to bring it down because we want to stay together.
That's right.
We want to stay together. We want to stay locked in. Read on.
Khan, verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day.
Right. So, you know, that we said earlier, right? Read on.
Nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh unto thee.
What is this talking about? You're going to see death all around you. And then what we said earlier, you take a look at the earth today. Think about if you was in that club out there. What if you was on the other side? For everybody that want to go to them.
Right.
What if you was in there? It said no effeminate shall enter into the kingdom.
That's right.
If you were being obedient, you have to worry about that.
Right.
Don't pay me no mind. I'm just, don't keep it funky, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that. Oh, for that night of the Roxbury. Yeah. You crazy. Go ahead, Kawal.
Khan, verse 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Right. It's only what does this mean? Like, you're gonna see it. I know you look at it and say, man, he got everything. He got all the girls, all the cars, but guess what? You're gonna see what happened to him when he get 25 to life.
That's right.
You're gonna see that because you're with the Lord and he's not. He's still in that valley. Read on.
Khan, because thou hast made the Most High, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation.
Right.
There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
Y'all see all the stuff that was going on with COVID? Brothers, we were straight. We had some brothers that had to deal with some things, but on the other hand, guess what? But they came out like champions. Read on.
Khan, verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways.
There you go.
They shall bear thee up in their hands.
So that we fighting for. We're fighting for the things that the world cannot see. You come into the I.S.U.P.K, guess what? You got them angels that's walking beside you. That's what you're fighting for. You want to stay in that will of the Father. So we learn to be brothers. We learn to be sisters. We learn to be obedient. So that way them angels can what? Guide us, man. Even though, right? And what it say? Even though, right? We still got to walk through this earth. We're still walking through the valley, but we want them angels. We want the Lord's protection around us, right? Read on, Kawal.
Khan. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone.
Go ahead.
That's heavy too, sir. Remember when Satan used that against Christ in the wilderness? So you think you can just speed past these songs? Even Satan know.
Yeah.
And it quoted that.
Come. Yeah.
Verse 13.
Come. Heavy, man. Come on.
Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet.
You know what this means? You stepping on the head, something, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause the Lord with you, all right?
That's right.
You ain't out here depending on your third chakra because you ate a piece of fried chicken. Throwing off your chakra alignment, and the moon got to be at 30 degrees in the 33-degree Mason, and the moon on the side of the what? Shut your damn mouth, man.
Right.
Give me something real. Stop smoking weed.
That's right.
Stop having sex with men. Stop being a damn whore. Don't abort your children. Stop selling crack. Come out of the Christian church. Don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Don't celebrate Christmas. The hell with your mama. The hell with your daddy.
That's right.
You don't know your daddy. He ain't your real daddy any goddamn way. And he ain't never like you anyway because y'all got two different grades of hell. Your mama don't like you because you ate up all her, you steal out money out of her purse and ran up her credit cards. That's right. But I guess that don't happen in the black community. I don't know. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high.
Now, that's what the Lord's saying to us. You see that, right? Because he done this for me. What the Lord said again, Kawal?
Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him.
Now, your third chakra gonna do it.
Therefore I will deliver him.
Your fourth chakra gonna do it.
Therefore I will deliver him.
Now, that weed that you smoking gonna do it.
Therefore will I deliver him.
Now, you had to abort your baby so you can get the proper career that you wanted.
Therefore will I deliver him.
Your rap contract gonna do it.
Therefore will I deliver
Your
him.
NFL and NBA contract gonna do it.
Therefore will I deliver him.
And the Lord got to do this thing, God.
That's right.
Read on.
I will set him on high because he hath known my name. He shall come upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
All these things happen if we follow the Lord. And you can deal with whatever that's coming your way while you're walking through the valley of shadow of death, right? Even though all these things are around you, yeah. And with that, I'm gonna turn the class over to preaching prophet of the Lord, Quadam Baba Kusha.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K operating under Commander General YAHANNA. Start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for the priest, so like for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the feast of dedication, which is Hanukkah. The 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days, which will be Saturday, December the 17th. In the span of 8 days, you can find it in First Maccabees 4, 52 through 61. Tune into your Black Watch, Chain Breakers, Cross the Line Radio, and Ask Ye the Prophets, Let a Hebrew Speak. What's the other one? Boot Up and Shut Up. Continue to help us pushing this truth online, man.
Sure.
If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, headband, and scarf with that, imagine. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute unto the teacher. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak. Yahya Matam, Sar, imagine sis. Men of sis, stand, Baba Kishar. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak. Yahya Matam, class dismissed.
Yeah.